Grandpa, you rarely speak about the world you grew up in, the Jim Crow era.
Some memories, son, they rest heavy on the soul. But they are the soil we grew from.
Back then, the world was drawn in lines we couldn't cross, but we learned to walk tall anyway.
What was it like for you as a little boy? Did you understand what was happening?
Not at first. Home was a sanctuary. My mother's love was a shield against the outside world.
We didn't have much in our pockets, but our dinner table was always rich with grace. My father was a man of quiet strength. He worked the fields from dawn till dusk.
He never complained. He just wanted a fair chance for us to bloom. But the day I turned 7, I realized the world viewed us differently. We walked past the grand brick schoolhouse toward a small wooden cabin.
That must have been a confusing time. How did your parents explain it?
My mother said, "Our minds are just as sharp, our spirits just as bright." But the reality of the town was a different story. Everything was divided.
We couldn't drink from the same fountains or sit at the same counters.
It wasn't just about water or seats. It was an invisible weight placed on our shoulders. I remember going to a diner with my father. We had to stand at the back door. The owner came out. He wasn't kind, but my father kept his composure.
My father politely nodded, took my hand, and we walked away. He never lost his dignity.
That takes immense strength. To face that daily and not let it break you.
We couldn't afford to break. Our community was the glue that held us together. On Sundays, the church was our refuge, the only place we were truly free to soar.
The music would wash away the dust of the week. We found royalty in our faith.
Elders would share stories of our ancestors, reminding us of our worth.
What was it like for you as a little boy? Did you understand what was happening?
But the fear, the systemic pressure, it must have been exhausting.
It was. You always had to watch your steps, your words, your gaze.
I remember stepping off the sidewalk to let a group of folks pass. It was the unwritten law. A simple mistake could cost you everything. The air was thick with unspoken rules. But inside, a fire was growing. A quiet, undeniable spark of self-respect.
When did things start to change for you? When did the shift happen?
It wasn't overnight. It was a slow awakening, a collective realization that we had endured enough.
I was a young man when the winds of change began to blow through the South. We heard whispers of meetings, of leaders speaking truths we had only dared to whisper.
We started gathering, not with anger, but with an unshakable resolve.
We wore our best suits and dresses. We marched to show them our humanity.
When we faced opposition, we met it with a wall of silent dignity.
To look injustice in the eye and not flinch. You were warriors.
We were just people, son. People who wanted to breathe the same air. I remember a day at the courthouse. We went to register to vote. The clerk looked right through us. He gave us a test designed to be impossible. We knew the game, but we took the test anyway. We left our mark on that paper. They turned us away that day, and the next, but we kept coming back.
Like water wearing down a stone. We were relentless in our peace. It's hard to fathom that level of patience. The sacrifices your generation made.
The sacrifice wasn't a choice, it was a duty. For the children we hadn't met yet. For you. So you could sit here, free to ask these questions.
Do you feel angry when you look back at all those stolen years?
Anger is a heavy burden, son. I chose to carry hope instead. Hope is what built our schools, our businesses, our legacy.
We turned pain into poetry, sorrow into song, and exclusion into excellence.
When the laws finally began to change, it felt like a long winter was ending.
I watched my children walk into schools through the front door.
I sat at the front of a bus, looking out the window, and I cried silently.
A victory paid for with so much quiet suffering.
But it was a victory nonetheless. And the struggle made us who we are. Our history in this country is a testament to the human spirit.
They tried to bury us, son. But they didn't know we were seeds.
I promise you, Grandpa, we will never forget.
I know you won't. That's why I'm finally sharing this with you.
The Jim Crow era is a dark chapter, but it's not our whole book.
Our book is filled with kings and queens of the soil, with inventors and dreamers. We are a people of profound love, unbreakable faith, and endless grace.
You are my hero, Grandpa. All of you who paved the way.
We just did what we had to do. Now, it's your turn.
Take the baton. Run your race with dignity, with excellence.
Never let anyone tell you that you don't belong in any room you enter.
Because you stand on the shoulders of giants.
I will make you proud, Grandpa. I promise.
You already have, son. You already have.
The history of Jim Crow is painful, an era of segregation and silence. But listening to my grandfather, I realize it's also a story of triumph.
The triumph of the African American spirit. A spirit that refused to be broken.
We honor their pain by living our lives in full color, with head held high.
Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you to all the ancestors who walked so we could run.